Hello, Southbridge, and welcome back to the great studio of the Southbridge Community Television. I'm Denise Clements, and we are here, as I said, on Elm Street, bringing to you today a wonderful program with an entity in our community that's been here for a long time and that many of you are very familiar with, but perhaps today we'll teach you a little bit more. We have with us members from the Center of Hope, Erica Travinsky, who is the Chief Operating Officer, and Kayla Kraus, who is the Marketing Director. They are coming to us to tell us all about the Center of Hope and how its programming and services are helping those individuals with intellectual and development disabilities. Welcome to our studio, and thank you for joining us today. It's our pleasure to have you, and we are just so excited, as I said, to learn more about what the Center of Hope is doing. Erica, could you please tell us a little bit about the agency and what you provide for our community and beyond?
Sure. So the Center of Hope has actually been in the Southbridge community since 1956. We started out as a small grassroots school when there was no free and appropriate public education. So there was a woman, Anita Anderson, who started this movement with some other families in the community, and we started out over on Walnut Street, which we still have as a program to this day.
I remember that.
Yes, yep, and it was a school for children with disabilities.
I worked there a long time ago.
Did you?
When there were children, yes, when it was for the children.
Oh,
Yes.
that's wonderful. My Uncle
Many
Michael
years.
actually attended that school many, many years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So fast forward, after free and appropriate public education, children were welcomed into the public school system, as they should be. And the Center of Hope at that time, as we knew it, sort of was floundering and was, on the verge of closing.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, there was an anonymous donation that came forward, and Jim Howard, our founding CEO, took that funding and created the Center of Hope as we know it today. He started out with a very small employment program, so it was a sheltered workshop at the time, and they had contracts with local manufacturing companies, and folks would come to the center and they would find work, paid employment. And fast forward now 65 years, and the Center of Hope has grown to serve, prior to the pandemic, we were serving about 700 families in some facet or another. So currently we have 4 rehabilitation programs. So those are programs where individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities and autism spectrum disorders come and they learn skills to be as independent and as autonomous as possible in their lives. Whether that's preparing meals, learning social skills, community safety, money skills, anything that they can to become as independent as they can. We continue to this day to have an employment support program. And we have folks who still continue to work in an integrated work setting. It's no longer a sheltered workshop. We have community workers and folks with disabilities working side by side and earning a paycheck, doing manufacturing, packaging, production, manufacturing work. And then we also have individuals who have jobs out in the community. Our ideal goal is always to help people to have gainful employment in the community and to hopefully one day leave the center. As sad as that is, that's always the ultimate goal. We also have programs like our in-home supports program, so people who live independently, they might live in their own apartment or in their family home, but we're able to go and provide some supports to them so, again, that they can be as independent as possible. We also have children's programs. We're very excited to team up with the YMCA again this year. We'll be having camp at Camp Foskett, so we integrate our children with children from the YMCA camp, and the integrated model is a really beautiful thing. So
And how long has that been in effect? I wasn't aware of that.
So it was something that we had done in the past, and we had gotten away from it for a period of time, and I think that this will be our 3rd year teaming back up with the YMCA. So
What a great offering for young people, because everybody deserves that opportunity to interact and to be out in nature the best, and to have that experience if possible.
It is, and it's really wonderful because it's a great opportunity for the individuals, like children that go there that are neurotypical. They have lots of questions, and it's a great opportunity to expose them to people with disabilities who are neurodiverse. and to learn that it's a very normalized thing, that there are going to be people of all different abilities in their lives moving forward, and it's a great way to introduce them early on and to make it a very normal experience.
That's
Nothing to be afraid
wonderful.
of.
That's wonderful. So lots going on.
Yes.
As you said, so when did you move into your building? You now occupy that pretty much that whole complex on the corner of Foster and North Street.
We do. We were at the American Optical, and we had outgrown our space over there. And in 2003, the Center of Hope bought the building on the corner of 100 Foster and 1 North from the Boniface family,
Right.
and we moved in there. So we still have a couple of tenants in there who are wonderful, and we enjoy having them. But yes, over time we have slowly crept out and taken over most of the building. And we also have programs over on West Street. We have some apartments there, and we have a rehabilitation program there. We still have our Walnut Street location, and we have a program now in Sturbridge. So it is 23 Main Street,
Yeah. Okay.
and we have a day hab program there and also some residential programming.
So you're really serving a whole spectrum of needs.
Yes.
In this community, from young to senior.
Yes.
And if anyone who's been in that facility knows it's quite busy. Lots going on.
It is. It is. There is never a dull moment at the Center of Hope, and we pride ourselves on that. That people are able to come and have a meaningful day.
Right. So speaking of all the things that you've worked towards, all the goals you sought to achieve, then comes the pandemic. Then comes
Yes.
COVID, which had to have just really affected you completely. I mean, you were a close-knit family, so large family.
Yes.
How did you handle that? I mean, so many daycare centers closed, all that. How did you handle that? How did your families handle that?
Yeah, it was devastating, honestly. So we had to close down. So the fated March 16th, that date that will live in infamy. We closed our doors, and we pivoted pretty quickly. We started a virtual program.
That's where marketing comes in, I bet.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about
Welcome,
the-
Kayla.
I'm
Yes.
sure.
The
Thank
virtual
you.
program.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yep, we had to start virtual programming and figure out how to bring all of our individuals in and keep them occupied and learning their skills training still, but keeping them busy at the same time. So we started to use Google Classroom, coming up with skills trainings, worksheets, videos, which was difficult because we had to kind of meet everybody's needs. So we did that, and everybody got a daily email. They were able to do that. Then we started to do Zooms as well. So they not only had their Google Classroom workshop and worksheets, we could see each other on Zoom. And we did that 2 to 3 times a day and are still continuing it today. At one point, I think we had about 50 plus people on a Zoom at once, which was a little hard to manage, but we figured it out. We talked about all the skills trainings, just like Erica mentioned, that they learn in program. And how we can continue doing that, and even we were able to discuss how, when we came back to program, how we're going to do it safely, washing our hands and hygiene and everything like that. We do drum circles and creative writing. We have somebody that comes in and kind of does that with them. We enjoy karaoke. We play games. So it's been a lot of fun. And for me, not working in the programs, it's been nice to meet new people. So I can actually walk into a program and I know almost every face where I didn't before. So I really enjoyed doing the virtual and continue to enjoy doing the virtual. So
I imagine too that relationship building has just enhanced your marketing, the marketing side of things, because
Yes.
it brings such a more personalized experience
has.
for you. to
yes,
work
it
in.
has. Yes.
That's wonderful.
Just knowing everybody.
Yeah. So how did that impact your funding, though? I mean, was that
Yeah,
difficult?
it,
I
it
mean,
was. It was difficult. We unlike a school system where even if the child doesn't go to school, there's still funding that exists.
Right.
We only bill for service. So when people weren't able to attend, we weren't able to bill. So we were able to get some funding, PPP loan. Our CEO, Cindy Howard, was really integral in that. We had to furlough staff. That was very difficult for many of our staff. But we were able to slowly build the programs back up. We're still not at full capacity. We're working on that, and part of that is the state, and part of it is that people still have a healthy fear. We work with a very vulnerable population, so that's why we continue to offer the virtual program as well as in-person services. But yeah, it was difficult. I mean, parents weren't able to go to work because they
Right.
needed to provide care for their loved ones, and all of a sudden it was 24 hours a day around the clock. We have a lot of individuals who live in it's called the shared living model, so they might live with another family, and these home care providers all of a sudden were on the clock 24 hours a day, and they were only getting paid
Right.
the same rate that they were before. So it was very challenging.
Because your service provides a respite for these
It
families,
sure does, yeah,
for
yeah.
where they're living, so that they can have their, he say, normal life, and do what they need to do just to make a living and provide, and then and then be fully complete and be able to
Sure.
provide for their young adult or whoever it is that's living with them, and so that they can be up on their best, and provide for their best with having a little bit of mental respite at
Sure.
times. I know
And-
that can be very difficult for people.
Yeah, I mean, we had parents calling us and saying, it's difficult to even take a shower or to go to the grocery store to do all of those things, like you said, that,
Right. Right.
that provide that respite for the families that wasn't there. So it was difficult all around, and our individuals were sad. They were missing out on that
Right.
stimulation and that interaction, and so it was a very challenging time, for many reasons, emotionally, stability, financially. It was a huge challenge.
So, oops, go ahead.
Oh, Zoom became an outlet for a lot of these people and for the parents when we were going to sit there and they knew that their individual or their loved one was going to sit in front of the computer for an hour and play a game and learn and interact with others. It did give them some time. So everybody really enjoyed that. And we kept those very scheduled to make sure that everybody knew to come on.
Right.
And everybody, even if you were in a program in Sturbridge, you might not know the people from Center of Hope Dayhab. So we really got to, mingle everybody together. And even coming back in, I think you've noticed a few people even saying, I would like to go with my friends in this program. Can we adjust? And,
Right.
that has happened over time too now.
Wow, but so it's a few positives that can come
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Sometimes you rise from the ashes, as they say. But so that was a difficult thing to get over. But now you're up and running again. You're providing some of those in-house programs that we talked about. So let's talk about some of those services that this community can utilize, which in the end helps to fund the programs that you offer and the facilitation you do for jobs and such. For instance, I know you have Norris.
Yes.
Which is packaging and such. Manufacturers, familiar with that very much, they can have things packaged and put together for you right on premise at your Center of Hope location. So tell us a little bit more, because I'm just kind of babbling on that. So you tell us.
So that's our small businesses are one of the things that we're most proud of. So Jim Howard, our founding CEO, and now his wife Cindy, who is our current CEO. Jim retired during the pandemic, and poor Cindy came in the throes of a pandemic. And did a wonderful job. But they have prided themselves on the small businesses and the ability to employ individuals with disabilities, and now in an integrated work setting. So Norris is was our first small business. So it is packaging and production. So we have lots of different local businesses and some not so local businesses that we do work for. So we're able to do all kinds of different shrink wrapping, assembly, packaging,
Basic
direct
tasks.
shipping. Yes.
Tasks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Order fulfillment. I mean, people come to us with a really wide variety of things. I mean, from packaging something like a balloon to putting together a piece or a component that goes under a lawnmower. I mean, we really have gone above and beyond. Our team is great. They learn it, they figure out what we can do, and we go, we make it work with who we have, whether it is one of our community workers or one of the people that we serve, because not every job is meant for each person.
Right.
So
Very good. But now the big one that people are very familiar with locally, at least I am, and many others who talk about it, is your car detailing business.
Yes.
Is that up and running? Is that
Car
still-
detailing is up and running. So for a long time, we weren't able to do that either because of concerns with
interactions, COVID, the whole
yes,
bit?
yeah, exactly. So we are back up and operational. So we do complete auto detailing, exterior, interior, the works, and people really enjoy that. So they can just call the Center of Hope at the main number, 764-4085, and ask for just the details. That is one of our most popular businesses. The other is Hope's Treasures, which is at
Yes.
168 Mechanic Street. It's our thrift store. widely popular in town.
Some of the most beautiful windows we
Yes,
have in town.
yes.
You guys
Thank
do a
you.
wonderful job
Yeah, the folks there
marketing
do.
your windows.
Yeah,
and,
they do a great job.
Creating the designs.
Yes, the Blessing Barn had actually come in the beginning when we opened the store and really helped us to understand how creating these motifs and these setups helped to market the store, and the folks who work there really took that to heart and continue with their beautiful displays. So they do a really nice
And
job.
so a lot of it, you drive by, you see these beautiful windows, but what kind of treasures can people find in your store? So somebody who's never been before, why should they go to your store?
Sure. So we have clothing, lots of clothing. That is definitely our biggest seller. And they do a really nice job with making sure that it's high quality items that we're putting out. We have lots of household items. We have beautiful furniture. We have some refinished pieces of furniture, which are very, very popular. As soon as we put them out, they're out the door. We have children's items. And just so the community is aware that we do have voucher programs too. So if there is somebody who is in need in the community, if they've had some sort of a crisis, a fire, a lot of folks who are moving into the country, who come without a lot of items, especially children going into the school system. A lot of times the Southbridge Public Schools will call us and they'll say, we've got kiddos who need, clothing items or they need items to set up their household. That's also something that we do for the community at large.
Very generous. And so obviously by coming and purchasing product from you,
It in turn supports the Center of Hope in our programs.
right? So are there any other specific business type items that you'd like us to know before we move on to some other things that are happening with the Center of Hope?
We offer shredding services to local companies.
that's very
We'll
important.
pick it up and shred all your documents for you. That's Shreds of Hope. We also do Cans of Hope, so Cam Redemption. They're able to, gain some money from that. We have the Festive Home, which we make handmade rope wreaths right over in our facility. And the idea is that you buy the base wreath and all the accessories are just wrapped around coil and you change your wreath just in a whim. So we sell all the seasonal accessories for that as well. We have fair and square construction services. What am I forgetting? Oh, Vivid Print, which is also
Yes, of course, you're printing. I wanted to
Yes.
bring that up. I'm
Oh.
very familiar with your printing. I've used your printing many times.
Yes. So Vivid Print, right in our main facility, they say if you can think it, we can ink it.
Right.
They make everything from billboards to business cards. Dave and Carol do a really wonderful job down there. Shirts, any type of thing like that. They can do that.
Very good. So there's lots of great opportunity for the community to support your endeavors, and that's wonderful. But you do a few you do a few events, of course, having been curtailed with COVID a little
Yes.
bit, and you've got some coming up. One of the most interesting things that for me that I noticed is that you were having this Cinco de Mayo road race.
Yes.
Cinco de Mayo road race. And I was so used to the turkey trot or the gobble gobble, or back in the fall, we would always see you guys, on the streets, would be putting out some Christmas decor, and next thing you know, because it would be November, and,
Right.
and you guys would come running by. So tell us about how this has changed, how this road race has changed.
Yes, so the turkey trot was a great event, and we had a lot of fun with it for many years, but it always seemed to be inclement weather every year. So Kayla had this fantastic idea to switch to the Cinco de Mayo, so to take it to the spring.
Take it to the spring because a lot of we are partners with Team Hoyt and the Hoyt Foundation. And a lot of their medically fragile individuals who were coming with their duos weren't able to come because of the weather. And the biggest part about our race is having the opportunity, right? Providing the opportunity for everybody to be able to enjoy it. Whether they can run or not, you can still be pushed. We can cross the finish line and do it together. So, we kind of took that and changed it to the Cinco de Mayo so that everybody has that opportunity, because that is what the Center of Hope is all about. You think about hope and what does it mean to everybody, right? If you ask the regular anybody, they're going to say, they hope for wealth or good luck or, happiness. But for the people that we serve, it's to be included, to have the same opportunity as everybody else, and to be treated as a equal and have those opportunities. So that's why we decided to change it, to give those opportunities, and that's all of our events. Help create those opportunities and give these people some hope.
So the Cinco de Mayo is going to be on April 30th, around town here, around Southbridge.
Yes.
And you talk about give them hope and let them be with people, but those little goals too. And I noticed that it's not just a 5K or a 10K. There's also a 1 mile fun run walk situation. So our viewers might be interested. How would they find out more about this, and can they participate? Can anyone sign up and be part of this?
Of course. So our website, www.thecenterofhope.org, you can go on. There are links right there for our upcoming events. And you can go on and sign up right there. That link is activated. So you can do the 5K, you can do the 10K, but like you said, not everybody is willing to participate in a 5K. Like, let's face it, we're all not ready for that.
I mean.
So we just encourage everybody to get out. So
Right.
that 1 mile fun run or walk is right before the 5K starts. And they still get the road race t-shirt, which is great, super fun, jalapenos running. And they just do the quick walk or run. Either way, they still get to cross that finish line and enjoy everything, except for the beer. Sam Adams provided some beer for us this year.
Nice.
They were very generous, but everything, is right online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Deadline to sign up for that? Is there a deadline? Or?
So if you sign
Just
up
curious.
before the 27th of April, you get a little bit of a discount, but
Right.
you can sign up that day.
Okay.
We encourage everybody to sign up ahead of time so we know
Sure.
how many we're expecting. And the first 100 runners are guaranteed a road race shirt.
Right.
So we do always have more, but just to be on the safe side. We also, on our website, have www.thecenterofhope.org/join. And that's just a quick contact form that you can fill out and say, I'm interested in the Cinco de Mayo, I'm interested in our other events that we have that we're going to be talking about, or maybe volunteering, or anything like that, learning more about our businesses. It just gives us a quick lead. We can come back to you and give you all the information you're looking for.
So you might follow up with an email to a person or put them on a mailing list. Perhaps that'll remind them that you're having these events. or that types of things?
Correct. Because at this point we don't have all of our golf tournament information ready and up and available, or the gala we don't have it up
Right.
100%. So we don't want to miss you. So
That's
just
good.
come and give us a little nudge.
Yeah. And that's a good segue into the fact that you have a golf tournament as well that you do annually. Your 16th annual Dick Hoyt Golf Tournament will be held July 30th this year at the Leicester Country Club. New location for those who have played before. This is a new location. And if you want to throw a few words in, I know you say the details aren't all there yet, but certainly beyond what I just said, what happens at your golf tournament besides good game of golf and camaraderie?
Well, definitely good game. We have great company, great raffle prizes. The Hoyt Foundation is always there. Like it was mentioned, it's in memory of Dick Hoyt, who was one of our great supporters and great friends who we recently lost. And, just like us, he wanted to give everybody an opportunity. Everybody decided, and his slogan was, yes, you can. So, we just honor him. His family is always there. We have fun. Last year we had an air cannon, so we were able to shoot a golf ball out of an air cannon, which was pretty fun, something you don't get to normally do. So we're looking forward to a new location and some fun.
Sounds like something that people should get involved in and do. And finally, it looks like you're going to culminate this wonderful COVID almost for a year with the 65th anniversary celebration come the fall time.
Yes.
I've been to some of your other celebrations, which have always been fun, but I didn't realize you were at 65 years.
So yeah, it was actually last year, and we missed it because of COVID.
So we're kind of pseudo 65.
Yes, yes. So
65
really
plus.
66, but yes. So
65 plus.
yes, exactly.
that on
So,
the
and I have to say, Table 3 has been wonderfully patient with us as we've rescheduled this twice now. So
Yes.
So that's good. So that's coming up, and there'll be more details to follow on that as well.
Yes, September 15th.
Great. We look forward to hearing more about that. And certainly always remember, we have a great bulletin here at Southbridge Community Television. If you have an event or announcement you'd like to make, you just send it off to us, and we run that right on our bulletin board here for all our viewers to continually have access to, so they know what's happening in the community. So if you haven't done that with your other events, please get that to us.
I will. Thank you.
Lynn in the office will be wonderful getting that on for us. So let's see, what else? We hope to follow up with you. This has been great talking and learning more about all the services that are not only available to Southbridge, you're available to many communities. Tell our audience, who do you actually serve as far as, how far reach do you have?
that's a
because
great
that's
question.
really important.
Yeah. So we serve 64 towns in the southern Worcester County area. So we have gone as far as Springfield. We're out in Gilbertville, and we're also down in northeast Connecticut. So we serve folks through the Connecticut Department of Developmental Services as well. So it's quite the area. We've gone all the way down as far as South Windsor.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So again, it's just that opportunity is so beyond the local boundaries, and that's important, I think, for the people to know, because there are many people you might be watching out there, and you may have a family member that it's very difficult for you to to provide for, and you're not really sure what's next. Maybe you don't have the services or the support. Give the Center of Hope a call. Ask them. Maybe they have something that can help you or your loved one out, or maybe it's somebody you know in the nearby community. Let them know where to turn for their services. Get in touch with the Center of Hope, and yes, you can. Everybody can. So, but thank you. We're looking forward to our next segment with you guys. It is our intent to come out and take a look at some of the businesses and maybe get a tour of the facility, if that's something you would offer to Southbridge Community Television.
We would love to have you guys come and see the different small businesses and some of our programs. We used to run a program called Sandwich and Social, and every month we would have individuals from the community come, and it was an opportunity to network and to get together. We haven't done that since COVID, but we can't wait to start that back up. And what we hear resoundingly from the community is this is Southbridge's best kept secret. People have no idea the extent of what we do at the Center of Hope and the services that we offer and the small businesses. So we welcome people to come to see what we do and to learn more about our services. And I also understand that we're going to interview a couple of our program members. So we're going to interview Shane, who successfully has employment out in the community, who actually no longer comes to the Center of Hope. And again, that's very sad, but it's, that is the ultimate goal. And his friend Heather, who lives in our in-home support program, so they can tell you from a program member perspective a little bit about the Center of Hope.
Well, we look forward to bringing that to our viewers and to meeting Shane and Heather, who I have not met yet, and again, being able to see the services that you provide here in Southbridge and 63 other communities and beyond. So thank you for joining us here today. We really appreciate the time you've given and the opportunity to teach our viewers more. We can always be more educated, and this is an important topic that we should all know, as I say, know more about.
Yes.
So thank you.
Well, thank you for having us. This was a great opportunity, and we're proud to be part of the community.
Wonderful. Well, that's it for today, Southbridge. Thank you for joining us here at Southbridge Community Television. I'm Denise Clements, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon.